Yes, my people, I'm just going to be going over today's potential trades that you could have potentially taken. So, here, we already had a market structure break, and was the price pulled back, tapped into this wick fractal, and we took out the high. So now we have our new market structure break. This is my protected low. Price should respect this low, and price should take out this high. So I'm just remove that for now. Mark up as a zone instead. So technically we do have SBS again. Remember, SBS is very subjected to the eye. But we have one, we have two, we have three. So one is a first tap out of the zone or wick, could be a wick or candle. Two is a tap back into the zone. Three is the higher high. Normally two will be the lowest point between one and three, just a tip. Also, we've already swept, and now we've had five. So potentially you could have entered off a 618 limit. You'd have been a little bit of drawdown, which is completely fine. You could have also, what you could have also done is entered at the buy stop of this candle, stop below this candle, and then aim for whatever really. Let's say it's aim for 1-to-1. To be fair, if you entered off the 618, you already get that 1-to-1, but if you just let price play out, and then that's your trade there. And obviously we had that strong news up, and that's a really nice trade there. Would I have taken this? No, but it is a potential trade if you was looking to trade much more earlier. So let's now actually get to 3 o'clock so I can see what's going on. Okay, so now it's 3 o'clock, and again, like we're clearly bullish. I'm on the 5 minute chart. We are clearly bullish. If I go to my 1 hour, we are also clearly bullish. If I go to my 15 minute, I mean, you could say we are in this bearish zone, but overall, remember the SMAs. We are above both SMAs, so we are also clearly bullish. So if I'm looking for my most recent zone, proper zone, then technically it's gonna be this area here. And why is that? Because this candle is a swing high, because this candle is higher than the one to the left, and then the one to the right. Can you see how we've closed below it first before taking out the high? So I'm gonna use this example here. This is a swing high because this candle's higher than the one to the left and the one to the right. But can you see how we don't candle close below it first before taking out the high? Hence why this is not a valid market structure break. So a lot of people will think that this is their protected low, but in all honesty, it's not. It's just an area where price is gonna liquidate a couple people, and then potentially is gonna give us a move back up, or we're just gonna keep dumping. It really depends, innit? Um, so we just had that market structure break. Let me just mark things out because I know some of you are still learning. So that's a market structure break, and obviously within this, what are we going to be looking for? We're going to be looking for what's it called? SBS, right? So if I get out my checklist again, let me just get it out for you guys. This is going to be quite a quick video on it. There's not much that's going on today, but obviously we've already established market structure. We're bullish based off SMAs and just structure alone. You could say that potential might be in the pullback phase, but overall, we want to be traded the continuation anyway. So we have an unmitigated zone because this zone hasn't actually mitigated 50%. So that's done there. We have potential SBS now, which I'm about to draw up. We have this area of supply. Demand. Sorry. We have a higher time frame zone as this is the 5 minute. We don't really. You could say we have no, we don't. You could say we have an imbalance, but at this time, I wouldn't be using that as my areas of interest. We potentially might have RSI. We're gonna be clearing a discount. But yeah, so Where's the SBS? So look, 1, tap back out of the zone. 2 is a tap back into the zone. 3 is the higher high. So remember, 2 should be the lowest point between 1 and 3. So 2 is almost like an internal protected low. Remember? Hence why this is the liquidity point, where we would like for price to liquidate a couple people, tap into something on our left, our areas of interest, and then help us make its way back up. So 1, 2, 3. Obviously, we're looking for sweep over here, and then hopefully it takes us back up. So we've already set previous week high. You don't really need that, to be honest. See what happens. Okay, so look, we've now swept, as you can see here. So obviously this will now be my 4, and then I've got my 5 here. And I got my 5 here. We've even swept, so we had this last down candle. We've even swept that last down candle. And then now if I have my fib from this low to the high, I can now potentially be in this trade with a limit order. And then I can keep it simple just like that. If I want to be a bit more advanced, then you might now start going down to your 1 minute time frame and looking for specific things that can help you get in this trade. I don't know if that's the case, but let's see if I can see something here. So we have this last down. I mean, yeah. So you could say you had CSS in terms of we've closed above, we've come back and tapped. I mean, it's not the cleanest one, and then this is a different type of CSS, and you could still aim for the same high, you know, and that gives you a 2.7, so nearly a 3 to 1. Which one's more safer? Probably this one. This one's a bit more risky. Bearing in mind that today is NFP, so you should expect for price to move a little bit janky or a little bit shaky. If I check RSI, let's see what's going on. If I check RSI, so this is my low. Oh yeah, so we even do have RSI divergence. So our RSI divergence is just a extra area for confluence. You know, it doesn't change anything majorly, but it's just nice to know that you can add it to your confluence, just like an SMT between ES and NQ. So we have an RSI divergence there, so that just gives us more confidence that potentially what you could, try to take this trade. And then obviously if you let price play out, and that's your win. Look, and that's your win right there. So can you see how? So can you see how when you go down to the lower time frames, you can refine your entry, but all of this comes with experience. The most easiest SBS is the mechanical SBS, because all you do is put your stop at the protected low. You have target points that are already set out in place for you, so you don't have to think too much. As you are still learning, feel free to use the mechanical SBS. You don't have to be technical. You don't have to try to look for the most acute trade or the most acute entry. We're not here to be right. We're just here to get paid. So someone else might say that you have a larger SBS. I can't even show you. Yeah, someone might say you have a larger SBS, obviously from the same zone, as this could be your 1, 2, 3. Obviously price is swept 4, Now you're looking for something that's gonna take you back out, and then for like price play on, and you get stopped out. So primarily, why would I have not taken this trade? Like if I go back to my checklist, what do I say? Let me get back out. Unmitigated zones. What has this zone done? We have already mitigated it right here. We've already mitigated 50%. Can you see that? You know, yes, I understand that we failed to take out this high, but just because we failed to take out this high does not mean our price is going to come back, tap into this, and make its way back higher. You know, this is why we have rules, this is why we have regulations that we have in place to follow, so it stops us from taking silly and stupid trades. You know, we know that if a zone's already mitigated at the 50%, we know not to take a trade again. You know, and you could have potentially saved yourself. Yes, price to shoot back up. You know, let's not get it twisted. Price did shoot back up, but you know, was it worth the risk? You know, depending on what RR you're looking for, depending on your type of entry, was it really worth the risk? That's what you have to ask yourself. Was it really worth the risk? And you can even say for the reversal, I mean, I don't want to teach it, but we had a failure. Actually, no, I won't teach it. But that's it. That's it for today. That's it for NFP Friday. It wasn't, to be fair, it wasn't that bad all round. Overall, we was bullish. So if you had that bias of being bullish, then I don't think we'd have had a problem today. Especially if you let the high time frame guide you today. And yeah, that's it for today. Remember, guys, victory belongs to the most tenacious. Remember, guys, if you have any questions, if you're unsure about anything, like, feel free to take screenshots, send it to me in the group, send it to me in private message. I'm always willing to help. Have a good night, have a good morning, have a good evening, wherever you are in the world. I'll see you guys very, very soon. Ciao.